So in this segment, we're going to be discussing Jonathan Gullis not being able to get a job after losing his seat as a Conservative MP. You know, he's blaming too many activists. But this is a guy who's deeply odious, who attacked teachers and teaching unions when they wanted things like pay increases. You know, why the hell would the industry accept you back in when you've proved yourself to be a massive turncoat and a scumbag?
I suppose I kind of knew what was coming down the track. I don't think the opinion polls were hard to see consistently what was going to happen. So I spent a good year mentally preparing for the reality that was coming my way, whilst also fighting tooth and nail to make sure that I could make that contest as close as possible. It's been hard. Look, I'll be frank. Look, it was nearly, 3 months now, and I'm still without a job, right? And that's scary. I'm a father of a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. I've got
No, he's still going to get paid out, you know, because MPs do receive financial support after they leave office.
a wife who's extremely supportive, but of course is worried about the bills.
A teacher before.
I was a teacher before, and obviously I've applied for a few jobs, and sadly not even had an interview yet. So actually, I think the days when being an ex-MP was something that was wanted or desired is no longer. I think we're now.
Well, they don't want you, blood, because you're trash. You're awful at your job. You know, the best case scenario you're going to get is a job at an academy because you've still probably got some connections with parliamentarians. That's about it. That's the best you're going to hope for, Val, because let's be honest now. You've proved yourself to be a massive crackpot in the stuff you've said and done.
Seen as a problem, and so that's a challenge. But at the other side of the coin, it's nice to actually spend time with my kids. I've noticed a massive difference by being home every night, being able to do the stories at bedtime, being able to help my daughter with her homework. It means so much to me, and so that side of things.
So you weren't doing that as an MP? Like, you weren't spending much time at home? What? Like, you know, were you an absentee parent whilst you were an MP?
I'm not missing at all. In fact, I was able to enjoy getting married in the summer without having to worry about getting a leaflet delivered anytime soon. So that was a relief to my wife finally.
Do you think, is there a problem in the teaching profession that it specifically goes against you in the teaching profession that you're a Conservative
I'll
MP?
be perfectly frank with you. When I entered teaching, it was always slightly more centre-left leaning, but I always felt that it was fair. When the time I left the profession to enter Parliament, I felt if being a Conservative was something that was treated with disdain, and I do think
it should be treated with disdain for by these schools. You're the government that cut funding to deal with maintenance in schools. You know, the that concrete stuff, the aerated concrete, which, you know, is a joke of a name for it because it was so fragile. You know, the videos I saw, it looked like a bloody aero bar. You know, the fact is, you should be treated with disdain because you are the guys who ruined the teaching industry. You're the guys who are causing schools to go, you know, into financial hardship. You're the reason why so many teachers are leaving the industry. That's you guys. That's the damage you have done. Why would the teaching industry treat you with any care or kid gloves or any respect when you haven't earned it at all?
there's a lot of schools that will see who I used to represent and maybe my views, which they may not like, and because of that, not because of what I can do as a teacher,
but your views, you know, you're going to pass those on potentially to children. They're going to ask you questions because they're going to know you as former MP Gullis. They're going to ask you, why did you say these things? Why do you say those things?
Because of that, I won't even be given an interview, and I think that's a damning indictment on the profession that I do love and do care about.
You don't care about it because you would have voted to support it. You would never have joined. You would never have joined the Conservative Party if you cared about the schools, the public school. State schools. You would never join the Conservative Party if you cared about the NHS. You would never join the Conservative Party if you cared about the military. Anything that's run by the public or for the public, you would never join the Conservative Party if you ever cared about these things. Why? Because they damage all of them.
Sadly, if you're going to have too many activists in the classroom, which I do think we have at this time, then politics is going to sadly determine who's allowed to work in that profession, which is not good for pupils, it's not good for parents, but particularly pupils, because they need teachers to be coming to deliver high-quality education, not pursuing the very rapid woke agenda that sadly has...
Rapid woke agenda, my G, you're applying to be a maths teacher, fam. 1 + 1 is 2. Like, if you're not good, you've been out of the game for a while. Maybe these teachers, these recruiters are looking for fresh blood coming out of university, or maybe they're looking at experienced teachers, but you've not been in the teaching game since 2019. Maybe you're rusty. Maybe that's why they don't want to accept you. There are very high amounts of vacancies in the teaching profession. If you can't get a job, maybe you should look at yourself and really think about why you're not being hired, rather than blaming the woke agenda and blaming teachers and schools and whatever. Like, maybe look at yourself, maybe rewrite your CV, or maybe think about the decisions that got you where you are now. Because I can tell you now, if I was a head teacher and your name popped up, bruv, I am not hiring you. I'm not hiring you unless I'm desperate, absolutely desperate. Maybe it's a supply teacher. But, the stuff you said, attacking the unions, attacking teachers, nah, bruv. You should find a new profession. Go to a private school if they'll hire you. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.